Hi, I'm MP. I'm a transgender non-binary person, and today I'm going for a mammogram. It's really challenging for me to do things where I know I'm likely to be misgendered. And so I have a care plan in place for myself. I like to think about how I'm going to care for myself before, during, and after my appointment. So you could use this for any number of things that might be challenging for you, or particularly places where you might find yourself likely to dissociate. So before, what I did to take care of myself before is last week I checked in and I did all of my paperwork online. I prepaid my copay, did everything that I was likely going to need to sit down and talk to someone about in the office. When I go, I'll still need to check in. And so when I check in, I'll make sure that I tell the person that my name is MP, and I'll ask them specifically to have the technician call me MP when it's time to get me from the waiting room. But this reduces the number of times I have to sit down and talk to a person in the office. I also have been to this location several times before, so I've never had any discomfort with the technicians. So I'm not feeling particularly concerned there. The thing that I'm going to do today of before I leave my house is I'm going to lay down on this mat behind me and I'm going to practice yoga nidra. That's something that I have an established practice of, so it's fairly easy for me to drop in and it's very grounding for me. And it's a thing that sticks with me throughout the day when I've practiced. During my practice, I also use a touchstone, and this is going to be important to me as I go into my appointment and the things that I do to care for myself during my appointment. So while I'm at my appointment, I'm going to use a practice that I learned from the trauma conscious yoga method, and that is to engage the five senses to keep myself grounded in my body and to enhance my sense of feeling safer in my environment. So for the sense of touch, I will bring my touchstone. Because of my meditation, I'll already have imbued it with my intention for my yoga nidra. It's also quite heavy. So it's a rock that's covered in felted yarn and then embroidered. So it has some weight to it. So I'll hold on to it and just sort of sit with it for a moment before I put my things in my bag and leave them in the locker during my appointment. For sight, I've got my favorite ring. This ring represents the earth element, and it always feels really steady when I'm wearing it. So I often look down and I see it, and I'm reminded that the earth is always here to support me. I'll use that earth energy while I'm standing, actually at the imaging machine. I'll tap into the sensation of my feet on the floor. I might even lift and lower my arches or something while I'm waiting for my technician, just to really remind myself where I am in time and space. And then for smell, I have my favorite lip balm. So this is just a shea butter lip balm. It's not particularly overpowering with the scent, but it is something that I find soothing. I also really like the sensual experience of putting this on my lips. So it both is like a tactile thing and also really a nice smell that I enjoy. And then for taste, I'm going to bring some gingins with me. These have a pretty powerful ginger bite. And so I'll likely use this while I'm still in the office, but when I'm finishing my appointment, maybe when I'm changing back into my clothes, as just a way to one, treat myself with something I enjoy at the end of my appointment, but also really bring myself back into my body with the sensation of chewing and tasting. And then the last of the five senses there, right, is sound. So these are my earbuds. I'll bring them with me. I probably will not listen to them while I'm in the office or during my procedure, because people will be talking to me and giving me instructions. But I will choose something to listen to on my way to my appointment. So I scrolled through my podcast queue today. This morning, I chose an episode of Gender Reveal where Tuck is interviewing Dean Spade. I've been looking forward to that and I haven't gotten to it yet. So I'll listen to that while I drive to and from my appointment as a way to just remind myself that there is a long history of, transgender people, and to feel really grounded in community, and to remind myself that we're navigating challenging things every day, and that this is, something that I can manage and take care of. And so the other thing here, right, is I've got my before care, my during care plan, and then my after care plan. So when I come home, I'm going to read a novel for 15 minutes. That's something that I really enjoy. Novels really nourish me. And also my home is my safe place. So I'm going to do something that really reminds me that I'm home, that helps me get resettled at home. And then likely this afternoon, the last portion of my care plan is that I will take a walk outdoors with my partner. And I'll share with him anything that came up, any challenges, any things I want to celebrate about this appointment. And if there's really nothing noteworthy, then I'll just enjoy his company and being outdoors. So I hope this has been helpful to you. This is a plan that I use to navigate a lot of things. I spend a little time thinking about what I'm going to need to do before to prepare, during to feel safe and grounded, and after to feel sort of relieved and nourished by being back in my home place. So that's all I've got for you today. Thanks so much for listening.